Okay, so chapter 7 is a small chapter, so that one we can finish in 1 month. So this chapter 7. Chapter 7 is just gas exchange, a breathing cycle. That's the easy chapter, the easiest for I would say the only easy chapter in this time. Chapter 7, compact, cute chapter. Chapter 8 is transport and animal and plant. In terms of animal, our explanation is mainly focused on heart, everything related to heart structure, heartbeat, pressure changes in the heart and onwards. Most of it is the heart related. And then if you continue in the next page in the syllabus, we have the diseases and we also have the lymphatic system. But that's not the end because we also have to cover the plant. Under the plant, we have long, lengthy explanation about transpiration and also translocation. So that chapter alone, my recorded video itself, 9 hours. A lot. Every one of these takes one class to explain. So that takes 9 hours. Now we go to chapter 9, another huge chapter because control and regulation is nervous system and endocrine system, hormone, endocrine system. And not only animals, plants also you must include. So that's another long, lengthy explanation. Nervous system, what is impulse, how impulse is transmitted along axon, what is autonomic nervous system, what is synapse, how impulse is transmitted across synapse, how does drugs affect the synapse, and that's only nervous system. After nervous system, if you go to the next page, we have muscle. If you remember one of the last classes we drew the muscle. Actin, myosin, myofibril, troponin, tropomyosin, H-band, I-band, and onwards. That is only the structure. In this time, we are going to relearn the structure and we are going to explain how the filaments slide in and slide out. We call that sliding filament hypothesis. Sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. After that, that is nervous system only. Then you have to go to endocrine system. Endocrine system we cover both. Luckily, nervous system only animal have. But hormone system, animal have, plant also have. Even in Form 5 itself, you should realize plants is really extremely troublesome. There is 5 hormones. Auxin, gibberellin, cytokinin, ethylene, and also abscisic acid. 5 different hormones. In Form 5 itself, remembering the functions of the 5 hormones is very troublesome. First of all, it's not that interesting to remember because we don't have that. It's the plants one. So remembering the name and remembering the function and imagine in Form 5 itself already like, leche untuk ingat. Now come to Form 6, you have to learn even more detail. How does it happen? That's going to be a bit of troublesome part of this chapter 8 and chapter 9. After chapter 9, we have another extremely huge chapter, reproduction. In Form 4, chapter 15 itself, reproduction, menstrual cycle itself, such a long explanation. Even more in Form 6, menstrual cycle. After that, we have development. In Form 5, we don't explain how to, we just inform spermatogenesis, oogenesis. Now we have to explain, the fertilization process itself is now 5 marks question. Last time, 1 sperm, 1 ovum, fertilize, get 1 zygote, finish. 1 sentence done. Now the fertilization itself is going to take at least 5-6 sentences to explain. All kinds of name, capacitation, all kinds of names will be included. So menstrual cycle, formation of gamete, fertilization, embryo development, implantation, placenta, membrane surrounding the fetus. There is 3 different membrane, amnion, chorion, allantois, all kinds of explanation. So all of that, you see, it takes up almost a whole page, just the chapter 10 alone. The 3 membranes, placenta, how delivery, parturition is delivery process. How does the delivery process? How does the delivery process occur? And also what are the hormones that control the process? And that's only the animal. Now you have to look at the plant also. Plant also lengthy explanation. Sexual in Form 5. In SPM, animal reproduction 1 chapter, plant reproduction 1 chapter, growth they combine with production. Here they combine all into 1 chapter, chapter 10. So three different explanations: animal reproduction, plant reproduction, and growth in one chapter, chapter 10. So that's going to be another 9 hours of recorded video. So we still have chapter 10, homeostasis, temperature regulation. Now, under homeostasis, a lot of questions: temperature regulation, glucose regulation, kidney function, liver function, all comes under chapter 11, detailed explanation. So quite a lot. Immunity is not a heavy chapter. Immunity is okay. Immunity is, there is like, immunity is nice in the sense there is two main questions. You understand the two main question, everything else will be related to that two. So the two main question is these two. So the two main question is cell mediated and antibody mediated humoral response. Cell mediated response and humoral response. You cover these two questions, everything else is is related to these two questions. By covering these two, you already cover half of the chapter. The rest is just like maybe another 45%. The last question is something to do with AIDS. The last question is something to do with AIDS. So luckily, chapter 12 is very technical chapter and quite easy to finish it off, because as I mentioned, there's only two main questions. Everything else goes around it. Chapter 13 is something new in the syllabus. Old syllabus we didn't have. Infectious disease. Infectious disease is another chapter. Luckily, we can finish off this infectious disease like in 1-2 classes, we can finish it off. And this chapter is such, you can summarize the whole chapter in one chart. You can draw one chart. You can put everything inside that one chart if you are done in the chapter. And luckily, it's a famous chapter also. So the last 2-3 chapters are okay. The hard part is the middle part of the syllabus. Chapter 8, chapter 9, chapter 10, chapter 11. That 4 chapters takes up a long time. So you already know what to expect. You already know what to expect, because now you already know how the exam is, and you already know the journey of one SEM, how does it looks like. So, just because the first exam done, now, doesn't mean you can take rest. Another session. Whatever came out in first SEM generally doesn't come. That's the beauty of semester system. Generally, whatever you learn in semester 1 is semester 1. Done. We don't carry forward. Maybe some information we use back, but just some information. It's a new game altogether. You are starting back with with an empty paper. Everything is empty.